There he is. How about a little pep in the step? Although we gotta be careful going down the stairs. I think Steve's already here. Yeah, it's Friday. That's why we're a little excited. Steve just pretends he's not excited, but he's really excited to go out. And T-Rex, how enthusiastic is he to greet the day the same way every single morning? Hello, world. Yeah. Unconditional happiness and love. That's why we love our pets, right? And we like weekends too, although the days kind of blend for TK. It's a chilly one this morning at 8 o'clock on Friday, October 24th. We've got about 48 degrees, but a lot of places decoupled last night, despite the fact that we don't have that high of a barometer. What decoupled means is radiational cooling, clear sky, light wind, low dew point. So the temperatures this morning at 7:30 were still in the 30s in a lot of spots, even as close to Boston as Lawrence, Massachusetts, 34, Boston about 50. It's more difficult to cool off in an urban area and especially adjacent to water. And so that's why we have not had a freeze or a frost yet in my yard. Steve is out now, TK closing the door, and we have a little bit of a quieter day. A week ago, we thought maybe there'd be cyclogenesis today, another low pressure system, but we had 2 of them, and we've had 3 inches of rain in the extreme drought zone. And now Luce is up to something here. What's going on, Luce? This is called the Weymouth Big Dig, ongoing project. Yesterday we get some bushes starting to be planted here, some shrubbery. You can see them right in there. There's some plantings. And it looks like Luce is building the ramp right there, so you may have to come up and work on the slide that happened last week with all that rain we had last week. So 2 weeks in a row. Last week it was southern New England with the 3 to 6 inches of rain. This week it was northern New England with 2 to 4 inches of rain. We got the Sebago crew, dock crew working on steps here, and so much more going on. TK got a drone yesterday. Oh my goodness, that's going to take up a lot more time. The Southern New England Weather Conference is this weekend over there near the Blue Hills Reservation. We just can't quite see the summit of Blue Hill right there, but there's the Fore River and the Blue Hills Reservation. So a lot of things to do. Oh yes, and the emissions there. When you have a clear, cool night and your emissions go straight up, that is a sign of a higher pressure system. But if you look at the surface map this morning, the high is still off to our west. It's a nice strong high from western Ontario right down to South Carolina, and we still have these orange dashed lines, these surface low pressure systems, troughs. No organized cyclone today, so gradually the barometer is going to be coming up, and we are going to have a frost or a freeze in most of New England next couple of days. So my garden may or may not survive the weekend, but as long as you see these flowers like this, we have not had a frost yet. And the tomatoes are just naturally aging. And all right, so it's stopped snowing. Hey, it stopped snowing on Mount Washington. We had close to 5 inches of snow here since Monday. The Monday snow melted, but the snow that fell Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday is still there. We had about another inch since yesterday, and now there's a bit of an undercast on Mount Washington, looking quite wintry here, huh? So what's the temperature profile on Mount Washington? We've been talking about this some time. It's about 24 degrees at 62.88. That's the summit, and we have gotten down to freezing at 4,000 feet. What was it, 31.4 degrees? So it is gradually, the freezing level is coming down, but the air is also drying out. Now, if we had temperature of 32 and a dew point much lower, we could make snow because of evaporational cooling. But at Killington, that undercast is still there. It's still gray at the North Ridge web camera this morning. Still no signs of any snow at 4,000 feet in the Green Mountains. But I think it is going to snow here later today and tonight. And with that fog, you can't really make snow with a temperature and a dew point of 32. You have to get the wet bulb temperature down lower, and we're going to work on that today, tonight, and tomorrow. So let's show I guess we should start with the really big picture with the satellite image from the Pacific to the Atlantic. There's so much going on here. A new storm coming off the Pacific into southwestern Canada and northwestern United States. That one is going to drive into Canada, trying to warm up at least the western parts of the nation. And around Dallas, Texas, there's another low pressure system there. That is the seed for a major storm off the east coast next week. And then you have the front that's east of us off of the coast of North America, stretching from Newfoundland down to Tropical Storm Melissa stalled about 150 miles to the southeast of Jamaica, and a stalled tropical storm, regardless of the wind, can cause, as the Hurricane Center says, catastrophic flooding, likely from Hispaniola, especially Haiti, through Jamaica and into Cuba over the next 4 or 5 days until Melissa starts to move. And how is Melissa going to move? Well, let's go to the Deep Mind Ensemble spread, the spaghetti plots, and it shows several members of the ensemble coming across Cape Cod around Halloween, but the operational mean and most guidance, and almost surely, is going to take Melissa from a Category 4 hurricane near Cuba down to a Category 1 hurricane about 380 miles southeast of Chatham, Massachusetts on Halloween. That is the Google DeepMind forecast. The GFS is different. The Euro is different. We use the Euro. We'll be looking at the Euro in a couple of minutes. First, I wanted to quickly show that the radar this morning showed very little in the way of precipitation, but there is instability and there are some lake effect plumes of rain, and there is a surface trough, so I think it is going to snow a little. This is the QPF forecast, and you can see some stripes coming across New York, and especially the upslope with a breeze from the west in parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. It does show a few spots still getting a ½ inch of H2O here tonight and early tomorrow, and then it almost looks like some ocean effect possible from Cape Ann to Cape Cod coming in probably about, this goes out to Sunday. So as the colder air comes down from the north a little bit more, and even northeast with this high going north of us, we'll get some ocean effect precipitation possible in eastern Massachusetts, and there's so much going on. Any snow in the forecast? Looks like a few blue specks. This is the snowfall forecast. I'm not even going to stop it and put the cursor over everything because we played that game last week, and it showed 31 inches for Katahdin last week. Remember that? And we got about an inch or two. So I believe that we may get a ½ inch to perhaps 2.5 inches of snow above 3,500 feet from Killington to Mount Mansfield to Jay Peak, and also including the presidential range. So a little bit of snow, but that would be the first snow of the season. So that's always significant, and so grateful yesterday for Sundays in the park, laying down the path for all of us, making the hike up to Mount Washington. We talked about that yesterday. All right, so what are we going to do here now? We've talked about the potential for Melissa. I think we should just go to the Euro. Let's get this over with here. It's kind of chilly. Temperatures are only in the 50s next couple of days, and we have a high pressure system gradually replacing the low that's been in southeastern Canada, and so that's going to mean a flow from the north and northeast here in New England. That storm in the northwest is breaking up into pieces and going into Canada, so watch what happens both in New England and across Texas. There's a flood watch, Texas, Oklahoma. That low is slowly going over to the coast. There's no sign of Melissa coming out of the Caribbean onto our picture here, so we're going to just watch what happens off South Carolina, and also the high pressure to our north. There is an upper level low, and the guidance has been flipping back and forth on whether we're going to have some precipitation here Tuesday or Wednesday from the east, and maybe still that could happen, but we're really focused on the potential major storm that's developing here off of North Carolina, and it's not moving very fast, is it? And it's also deepening, isn't it? Through the 980s here now on Wednesday as the precipitation approaches New England. And now this is Wednesday night. It has deepened, and I'm going to stop the maps here at 2 a.m. on Thursday. This is faster now than it was before. At 2 a.m., it's a 970-something millibar low pressure system right over Narragansett Bay, looking a little bit like Hurricane Bob, but it is not a hurricane. It is a cold core nor'easter with sub 980 millibar central pressure. That would leave a mark. It would have the strength of a very strong tropical storm, almost a Category 1 hurricane, but not a Category 1 hurricane. So we're not getting a hurricane next week, but we are getting a major nor'easter on the East Coast. Whether it lands there at that time is a tough call. It could still actually possibly miss us to the south and east, although the odds of that are really low, but it's not out of the question with this Greenland block. All right, we're going to break now. We're going to watch another load of, I'm sure this was not part of the plan to build a ramp right here. At least I don't think it was a part of the plan. and that means that he's got to get the excavator up, and so he can work on this side, the inland side of this concourse a little more, and try and patch for the third time this year the blowouts that happen from the underground water that comes out between the properties. Starts way up there in Great Hill, and it's a result of so much rain. Here we have an extreme drought in northern New England, and we've had more than 2 feet of rain here since August, and had a foot of rain since September. So Luce and his crew doing their best. All right, so put that map back into motion, go back to the Euro, and that storm comes through New England, moving slowly from south to north. And incidentally, there was a little bit of blue and purple on there. There could be some snow. This track, though, it would be across the Adirondacks in northern New York. But again, this could waffle any 200 miles in any direction. And then it would leave us fairly quiet for Halloween, not bad for trick-or-treating. A big upper level low, all these blue dashed lines, and high pressure over southeastern Canada, so that would just be frosty, kind of nice Halloween weather. And then the hurricane starts to show up in the picture here, slower and farther south and east on the Euro than we saw on the Google DeepMind. And this is now, I'm going to stop at Saturday morning, so this is the day after Halloween, the beginning of next weekend. And there is Melissa down well south of us as a 960-something hurricane. That would be a major hurricane, so moving so slowly right now. Terrible news for the islands in the Caribbean, and we would be spared Melissa. By most accounts, we would be spared Melissa, but regardless, a powerhouse of a storm is coming up the East Coast next week, and many more details to iron out here. All right, what's next? Yesterday, so many things going on. First, we're going to take T-Rex for a walk, and then I'm going to try and start up the drone, and we're going to move the drone around. And I thought I was making a video of the workers in the stairs with Danny at the wheel. Danny, nephew, Danny has his pilot's license, and we saw that tanker being steered through the storm in Fort Lauderdale. That's what he does for a living now. He steers tankers and all those huge ships that go through, not here, but in Florida. And so I asked him what was more challenging, trying to figure out that drone or operating a tanker. It was kind of tongue-in-cheek. He says, the drone, Tim, is much easier. He had to study a decade to learn how to drive those ships, and I had to study for about 5 hours before I made a little video with my drone. So that's how it's going to close out, a little video of my drone. But between starting the day and ending the day, I had about a half-hour video that I got to pare down to 10 minutes. I'm not sure how that's going to work. And then Dr. Uccellini, who wrote the book on Northeast snowstorms, coming in for dinner tonight, and you're going to meet him tomorrow at the Southern New England Weather Conference right over there. All right, so now time for yesterday's weather, today, and more. And more. Yesterday, Thursday, October 23. Weather today, Friday, October 24. We've got some instability cumulus beginning to develop in an otherwise blue sky with subsidence between the cyclones we've had this week. We've got a work barge being pushed along. Got a couple of sailboats powering in, perhaps to their winter spot. Who knows? We've got 2 moored boats left here off our house, and we've got plantings. We've got shrubbery going in here. See how that grows. See what it is. We'll get a closer look at that. And we've got a cat grazing in the compost pile. What are you doing, Steve? Ready to go in? Nice passive solar heating for now. These cumulus are probably going to thicken up. A lot of variables. 1 o'clock. What do you see out there, Rex? He's just happy to go out. So the sky did fill with instability clouds for a time there, and now it's turned blue again. And I'm going to take T-Rex for a walk on the warmer side, the south side of the house, but just want to come out and have a look at this beautiful yacht going by. A lot of boating going by today. Kicking the tires, putting her away for the winter. Who knows? Approaching peak foliage, I believe, perhaps this weekend in southern New England near Boston. Not sure who takes who for the walk here. T-Rex, he wants to grab the leash and take us out the door. Let me put it on you, Rex, okay? It takes 2 hands, so I can't really hold the phone to stop. All right, Rex, all right, just wait a second. Let me grab the leash. Ah, look at these perfect pumpkins. Beautiful. These chrysanthemums, by the way, are perennial. I just keep them coming back every year. We haven't had too bad a winter, but they keep saying winter is coming, and everyone tells me it's going to be a bad one. Everyone's seen Max Velocity's winter forecast. You know, Max is only 22 years old. You do realize that, right? Gorgeous. On this side of the house, it's warmer until we get into the shade. And the water running down the hill. Great Hill has had, I don't know, about maybe 10 inches of rain in the last 5 or 6 weeks. And the oak are the last to turn. And that maple there should look pretty nice pretty soon. So we've got variable speed foliage. And we got a happy T-Rex.
Doing some good moves now. This thing do a flip. A barrel roll.
All right, we got drone operation over here. We got tanker tug operation over here. And we've got a pneumatic post driver operator over here.
Probably isn't the best part of the video. There's one pipe we've been sitting on rock the whole entire time, so it's not very
Cut it! Cut it!
can't.
You told me yesterday you come to a rock, you cut it.
Well, I have to get max refusal, which is it can't go more than an inch per 50 seconds.
All right, so you're going a ½ inch per 50 seconds now?
Yeah.
Bummer. It looks painful.
I think we're alright with that one. We're at max refusal.
Max refusal. Nice job. That's beautiful. They will keep on going later. Tomorrow. And I'll have a better idea on how to fly that drone too. Oh. Just past 5 o'clock. So we went drone flying, but we didn't know how to make a recording of the video. So all that was just us practicing, learning how to fly. So we didn't get the drone video of the tanker, just us playing around. So now I'm going to try again to see if I can't make a recording. So you get to watch me learn how to fly and record with the drone. And I got my wireless mic on, so hopefully this works. So the drone knows where it is with the home target. I don't think I really need to stake it in, but just in case, because the drone needs to know where home is. Just learning how to turn it on was kind of complicated. So you got to hit the power button once quickly, and then hit it again and hold it, and it's on. And then same thing with this guy, the drone itself. The power button quickly, and then hit it again. It's on. It's activated, and the red light will turn to blue. Green, I meant. Then you have it over here, and there are a number of settings, like how far you want it to go up and how far out. And I think I have those all set from earlier.
Updated.
Home point is updated. So it's aimed at the chair over there, but we're going to turn it toward this. We're going to prepare to flight. Altitude, I'm going to let it go up to 20 meters. It's kind of stuck. Not sure how to move that. Max altitude 45 meters, max distance 240 meters. Okay, SD card format. So I guess it's all formatted. All right, are we ready to fly? I think it is. Takeoff permitted. Gets a little tricky here. All right, it's recording. Allegedly. Now how to make it fly again. Fly. Go ahead, take off. Finger against, oh, there's the little arrow over there. Okay. Take off. Hold this, green circle. Here we go. It's going to go up 1 meter.
Home point updated.
Home point updated. Oh, good. Here comes another. So Steve is over there
Flight restriction is in effect. Entering this area may interrupt automatic RTH and cause the aircraft to hover or exit intelligent flight mode. Fly with caution. All right. Duly noted. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to turn it towards Steve, I think, by going like this. So now Steve should be in the shot. Hey, Steve. We'll go over towards Steve. No, that's towards me. Over towards Steve, slowly. Steve is probably not going to like this that much. He's looking at it. I think he's thinking about whacking it, actually. Turn it towards Steve. Hey, Steve. I'm going to go up now. Oh, there we go. Up. Steve's watching us. I think I can point the camera towards Steve by going like that. Oop. I guess I got to learn how to do that better. Let's go up higher. Steve's just staring at it. There's Steve staring at the drone. All right, we'll go up. Now we're staring at Great Hill. I'm going to turn towards sunset. Nope, we're backing up over me. Now we're turning towards sunset. And there's another tugboat. Should we go look at the tugboat? Pretty brave, huh? Going out over the water. Yeah, I'm nervous. I've got it set at a maximum. Can't remember, 250 meters away. I don't know if there's a zoom feature. There probably is a zoom feature, but I haven't figured that out yet. Let's play around a little bit here. So we're out over the water. Look toward Hull. Hull. West-Augusta. The new beach, George Lane. And the neighborhood. Turn it back toward us. There's our wall, and there's us. Neighbors, going 360 here. And back toward the Big Dig. Now, I can't really see it, which is not that helpful, because I don't know how to fly it that well. Moving it, trying to bring it back in now, going down. Come toward us, turn around. Going down, going up, turning around. Toward me, now go forward. It should come toward us. There it comes. Thank you. Stop there. Thank you. Wow, really stops well. Come, widen. Whoops, backing up. There I am. Hi. You see? All right, now let's see if we can't come right towards us. Coming down. And then come toward us without hitting anything. No. It's backing up, forward. So looking at the drone and looking at the controls. Look at how it stops, huh? Steve's watching it again. Turning toward me. Yeah. All right, come on over. Hello. Come on over here. Thank you. Turn this way. Come on down. That's backward. Forward. Don't hit the weatherman. Come down. And I'm going to get behind the camera. And let's see if we can't fly it right over the camera. Right from the sunset. You get right in the sunset right there. Good. All right, now turn toward me. Right. Good. Now at this height, it should go right over the camera. So I'm flying with caution. The iPhone, that is. So it knows that it's just a couple of feet away. We got it. It's okay. It won't come any further. Okay, so it will not come this close to an obstacle, and that's all the beeping you hear. All right. How about if you go over? How high do you have to go? And we're going to just go up and look at the sunset again. It's going to go up pretty high. Then turn around and look at the sunset. Nope, that's lateral. This is turning around, looking at the sunset. I'm sure there's a zoom mode that I have not learned yet. So that's it. And more and more and more. TK has a drone. These videos were pretty long as it was. That's it. And then there's a home button. Ready? Watch, it's going to go home.
Landing. Landing.
Oh, I didn't really want it to land there, but it landed there. And it's done. All right, that's it. Let's go pick it up. It's supposed to land there. I need a little practice landing. I didn't hit the home button. It's okay, Steve. You want to go see it? Steve has got to go check it out. I got to untangle you, Steve. All right, here he goes. He's going to go check it out now. What is that thing? It's a DVI Mini 4 Pro. Multiple cameras now, and out the door, weather, and more and more and more. Wow, it's gonna be a beautiful sunset, but we've got enough editing to do. Prepping for the Southern New England Weather Conference. Hope to see you there. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Oh yes, and don't forget, winter is coming. Thanks, Steve. You're a good sport.